Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 8 and the penultimate round of the LCR World Rallycross Series, where today we're here at Lohiac in France. Obviously Peugeot's home race as well as Renault here in the World Rallycross Championship. And it's been quite an up and down season so far, but heading into the final 2 rounds, it's looking like the battle between Bram and myself is going to heat up and actually involve Joe as well here. 2 rounds to go with the championship, about 14 points separate all 3 of us as we head into the penultimate round. Obviously Mel now has wrapped up the title, he's done everything he needed to, and it's looking highly likely like Ford are going to be able to wrap up the team's championship as well. So, you know, if we can finish P2 in both the drivers and the teams, I'd feel quite happy at the end of the day. But currently then we're going to go on board with my fastest qualifying run. We've got myself, Rydog, Mel and Bram, and it's going to be lights out. And away we go. They're responding fairly well to lights. Mel's going to come in front of me just a little bit into turn 1 there. Bram's going to get squeezed out a bit wide, I think, through the first couple of corners there. We get back around the outside of my teammate Rydog there, and we're just going to try and get down into the next corner there. Nice and tidy there. Mel doesn't take the Joker, so we're not going to bother either. As you can see, and really, you know, at the moment, these heats are just about trying to get through into the finals. Obviously, that's where all the points are made available. So you don't really want to try and battle too much unless you think you can try and get the fastest race time as well here. So we'll try and stick with Mel as best as possible here as we head on towards lap 2. You can see a fairly tidy opening lap there. We've got a bit of a gap to Bram and Rydog behind us here. As you can see, we're just going to try and stick with Mel as best as possible. They're trying to open up the run into the braking zone quite nicely there. Once again, I probably should have taken the Joker lap there, in all honesty, because we made a bit of a mistake through the hairpin there. You can see Mel runs very wide down in towards the final couple of corners of the lap there. We're going to be around the outside there. He's actually going to hang us out to dry though, run us out a little bit wide there, but we do hold on to it, not losing very much time there whatsoever. So we will take that one, and yeah, still trying to apply the pressure to the Ford driver there. And I definitely feel now we're out of the Subaru, we can be a lot closer to Mel. I think potentially in a couple of weeks we can try and fight with him as well there. As now he's going to dive in for his Joker lap here, so we need to try and get a good lap out of the car as we head back down in towards the final few corners of the lap there. We should be just ahead of Mel as we head in through the penultimate corner there. And yeah, we're just now in front of him. The Joker lap really doesn't cost you much around this circuit at all there. So as we head out of the final corner there, fastest lap so far of the race if I'm not mistaken, as we head back down through turn 1 and turn 2. Obviously we're going to need to try and get a good run through the Joker lap this time around. You've got to try and open up the entry as best as possible there. Get the power down actually quite nicely into the Joker there, over the little jump down in towards the chicane. Just be quick but careful there, ride the curbs as best as possible there. Mel's got the run around the outside, but obviously it opens up the run in through the penultimate corner there. So we're still, after all of that, going to be all over the back of him as we head through the final corner there. Mel's going to come through for the fastest race, and we come through just a couple of tenths behind him there. So that was a good race. Shows that we've definitely got the pace to be fighting him there. Just half a second separated the pair of us there. Bram comes through in P3 on a 2:15 there, so he would also make it through into the grand finals there. But Joe, one of our main title rivals, actually made mistakes on both of his runs. We got in a little bit of contact with him in the second race there, and he had a bit of a crash, I think, with, I can't remember who it was, in his first heat there. So it wouldn't actually be him making it through into the grand finals there. So that is a big opportunity for us to take a lot of points out of Joe as we head in towards the final race of the championship there. But as we head now down into the final, you can see it's Mel, Typhon, Bram and myself, an all LCR team making it into the grand finals there. So that should hopefully be a good result for the team there. But I mean, hopefully, yeah, we're more focused on trying to beat Bram and obviously Joe there. We've guaranteed to take some points out of Joe this week. Actually, Bram's on the outside for the finals. We're right on the inside, ready for this one into turn 1. And it can be quite a favourable position, in all honesty, as long as we don't get a squeeze from Mel like we did in our final heat race there. But we're ready on the grid for the finals here of round 8 of the LCR World Rallycross Series here in France. Hopefully we can try and get a good race ahead of us. P2 or maybe even P1 if possible here. But it's going to be lights out, and away we go after a very long hold there. We do respond quite well to the lights once again as we head down in towards turn 1 there. Someone tries to turn in us a little bit there. I'm guessing that was Mel on the outside there, but we do inherit the lead of the race there as we head down into turn 3 there. Bram's going to try and go for a big send up the inside there, so we're going to get the switchback move on him. A very aggressive move coming out from the Audi driver there, but we do get the switchback move. We read it like a book, and we do still hold on for the lead as we head down in towards the final couple of corners here of lap 1. And yeah, Bram is absolutely desperate to try and finish us in this race. He needs a good result here. There was about 2, I think Bram came into this one with a 2-point margin ahead of us into this final race of the into the penultimate race of the championship, even, I should say there. Typhon, though, already opting to take his Joker on the end of lap 1 here, so that's quite interesting to see. Potentially he's going to try and go for a bit of an undercut. And you can see Mel now is back ahead of Bram as well there, so it's going to be intriguing to see when those two try and take the Joker lap here. Realistically, we just need to try and stay out for as long as possible in this race. Bram now has taken his Joker lap as well there, so we need to try and stay out for as long as possible here, but also be careful that Mel doesn't get the undercut on us as well if he tries to dive it in just a little bit earlier here. And you can see on to lap 3 we go here. Just this hairpin, I was struggling a little bit there. You see running a bit deep that time around. We do got the power though, nice and early, and on the exit of the corner there we just get quite a good run actually, and that's going to allow us a little bit of breathing room there. I think Mel now is going to take his Joker lap as well here, so now we really need to push over these next couple of laps. Don't allow Mel to close at the gap to ourselves here, and now everyone's taken that Joker. We might be worth just diving in and doing it ourselves here now, because hopefully, you know, we'll have a good idea where we are in this race. And at the moment, it's looking like we still should come out in the race lead here. Just over a second, the gap to Mel just up behind us there. And coming down into the Joker, we make a little bit of a mistake there. Actually clip the bollards. That's going to force us to run a little bit early into the Joker lap there, and that might cost us a bit of time there. And you can see as we head out of the Joker, Mel's looking around the outside, but we should come out just in front of him there. Yes, we do. We are still in the lead of this race there, despite that little mistake we made down into the Joker there. We've got 2 laps to go now of this race here, and you can see we're still holding on at the moment to the race lead. Mel just 3/10 back. Bram just over a second behind there. Typhon, I think, is a little bit further down behind us there. See, once again, just going into the hairpin, running a little bit deep. We do, however, get a good run on the exit there, and Mel actually tried to get up the inside. Wasn't expecting him to be there, in all honesty, there. And I mean, the proximity arrow showed up really late, so he didn't quite give him the room there. But that's Rallycross at the end of the day. You've got to give those squeezes as well there. It's down in through the final corner. We got 1 more lap to go here. Can we potentially hold on for our first race victory of the season here? You can see Mel's about 6/10 back from us. We just can't afford to make any mistakes as we head through the first couple of corners here. Down into the hairpin, braking a little bit earlier there. Trying to get a bit of a tidier run there. Just don't allow an opportunity to open up for Mel just behind us there. And he isn't closing back in at the moment. He's still about 6/10 back as we head in through this final lap of the race there. Down into towards the penultimate corner. You can see Typhon there just in front. Mel gets all over the back of us there, but through the final corner, it's going to be the race victory here in Lohiak there, taking home the home race dubs for the team there. And unfortunately, we've got a 10-second time penalty from the game for that error through the Joker lap there, but it was actually voided from LCR stewards there. So we do take home our first race victory of the championship there, and that really does mean the title fight is wide open as we head into South Africa for the finale. We're currently on 117 points, Joe is on 112 points, and Bram is on 111 points there. So we're in the hot seat to try and take home runner-up in this championship, but we'll have to wait and see at the end of the day there. Obviously, Mel's on something ridiculous, like 190 points. So yeah, he's basically walked this championship at the end of the day there. But yeah, our first race victory in the LCR Rallycross Series. Really happy with that result. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video as well. If you did, make sure you do get yourself subscribed. You do not want to miss the finale of this championship. And yeah, we will be back next time out, ready in South Africa.